ch24. Up, up, and... Water drips from the hull of the boat as it raises into the air. A slime-licking frog detaches from the side of the boat and plops into the water. Its little family of grasping sucker frogs follows. Plop, plop, plop. Then there's a big splash. Chagall lands in the shallow water below. Gnarls the wizard waves a reluctant farewell. Chagall roars, scrambles up a tree, climbs out on a high branch, and hurls himself back onto the boat, just before it rises out of reach. The dutiful friend, Gnarls, catches his blue hands, and the two tumble into the hull. "My other boat burrows through the earth," jokes Triton. He opens tackle boxes by the prow in search for a sail. "These compartments are filled with water. Fresh water by the taste. Why not use barrels? These are large enough to fit my entire body. Here's a dry one." He climbs inside. The hatch slaps shut. "Volcano's breath." Murdoch, the shorter of the dwarves, runs his hand over the pumice surface of the boat with pleasure. "This boat was cast, not built. You see, there's a casting seam, son." He grabs the prow of the boat in both hands and shakes the vessel. It pitches from side to side, and everyone makes a grab for the rigging. The dwarves curse as they see the ground falling away beneath their feet. "Lighter than it looks," Gnarls smiles. "Lighter than air itself." Ilaria takes an interest. Perhaps the boat is not the vessel, but the clue. The map is spread over a raised tackle box that abuts on the mast. Skeletone's fingers pinch it toward the bottom corner. Ilaria grabs the map and shows it to the dwarves. The boat lurches to a stop, and Ilaria pitches forward to splay on the rough floor of the boat. She peers cautiously over the side. The ground is some 50 feet below them. A fall would probably be fatal. A hawk floats on a current of air and hovers a moment beside her head before banking away. Where does this boat come from? "The only forge I know hot enough to melt stone," replies Murdoch as he gets to his feet, "is the magma stove far to the south, inside the hollow mountain, on the Isle of Ghent. That is where my ancestors came from until they were run out. It's said that metal from there is as supple as sailcloth." Could metal from there be sailcloth? Ilaria pulls out a shiny triangle of metal connected to a line at the bottom of the mast. The metal fabric sail pulls out along the boom pole. "Hooray!" Everyone cheers as the sail unfurls and then quiets again as the sail flaps down over their heads. It has come disconnected at the top. Gnarls and Chagall attempt to fit the sail back to the mast. Neither has much experience on boats, and they cannot manage the fastenings. Pegs to the top of the mast are too small for their feet, so nimbler ones assist. Enter Lyre, jack of all trades and master of some. "It would be helpful if someone who knew how to sail helped rig the boat," called the bard as she attained the crow's nest. "Eh, seaman?" "A metal sail, a stone boat?" Triton's voice echoes from inside the hull. "Seems like a trap." Bang, bang, from the inside of the tackle box. "Hey, is there any way out of here?" "I'll help you," comes a voice in the fire speech, the speech of beings from another world. "I'll help you," comes a voice in the fire speech, the speech of beings from another world, the speech of one of Lyre's birth parents. Which one, she can't be sure. As an orphan, her father was the petulant and myopically self-interested Lord Joss. the primary proprietor of all the lands around Ya'amon. He'd adopted her because of her, what was colloquially described as demonic heritage. A red tail and bright pink horns with black tips don't win you a lot of points in a human metropolis. So, Lyre had tucked her tail and dyed her horns, but then, if you knew what to look for, you could still figure it out. Lyre was holding on to the crow's nest, and there, instead of a statue, was seated a little, round, flame imp, Rose. Attach the sail to this hook. It will come up when you pull on the end of the line. Sharp wire will cut your hands. I wouldn't want your blood on my wires, Lyre. Have someone else do it. She waved her winged hand over the group below, one of the disposable ones. Fiend! Cries Chagall, pointing up at them. Welcome aboard. Rose smiles magnanimously, down at the group from her perch. I am at your service, she says in a language they will understand. This is my ship. It's wonderful to have you aboard. You're the imp who threw a fireball at us in the tavern? Gnarls points out. Imp. You may call me Rose.